Hey everybody, so today we are on day 2 of God Has No Limits, and we're also going to be looking at Acts chapter 6, all of it. It's not that long, it's only 15 verses. Today's devotion kind of weird, a little bit. It wasn't too powerful. There was one thing that really stuck out to me that I really liked. Just to give you the title of today's devotion. It's titled "No Limits to His Power Over Animals." Yeah. When I first heard that, I started thinking Disney. Kind of like Cinderella, Snow White, kind of all the birds and the deer working together. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, it really talked about, it really dove into the story of Moses, or the scene where God calls all these flies to come in and swarm the land of Egypt, as a result of Pharaoh's hardness, as a result of Pharaoh not letting the people go. God sends a plague of flies, and it swarms the land of Egypt, and it's just flies everywhere, kind of. Not a pretty scene. Probably not a place you'd want to be. I imagine. I can't imagine wanting to be there. So yeah, but like I said, it really talks about how God, all he had to do was just say, "Hey, flies," just bam, and all the flies just swarm. He's that powerful. And one of like I said, there was one thing that really stuck out to me. It said, "Power that unlimited calls for our worship. It also demands our respect." That's kind of where I wanted to hit this at, because we serve a very powerful God, and that kind of God, he demands and deserves our worship, and he deserves our respect. God is a holy God, and you and I are so unholy. You and I are so unclean, impure. If we were to waltz right into God's presence with all of our junk, with all of our sin, God's holiness would just obliterate us. It would destroy us because of the fact that we're so unclean. But it is by the grace of God that we're not destroyed when we waltz into God's presence, because we have Jesus, because Jesus covers us, Jesus takes our place, and he goes before us, and he washes us, and he makes us clean enough to enter into the presence of God. And I don't know, just something about that, just knowing that we serve that powerful of a God who could just wipe us off the face of the earth just like that, but yet he loves us with so much love. He cares about us so much, and he wanted to restore this broken relationship between us and him so much that he sent himself to the earth. He wrapped himself in flesh and died on a cross for us. That's the God we serve. That's the loving God that we serve. He loves us with such a crazy, ridiculous love that you and I will never be able to fathom. To think about a God who died for us, a spot on the cross that we deserved. You and I deserved it because we're sinners. We messed up. We flipped God off all the time, by just doing whatever we please, whatever we want to do. But yet, even though God knew that we would do that, even though he knew we would disobey him, and I guess you could say flip him off, that's something my youth pastor used to say all the time, and so it's something that's kind of always caught in my head. But even though God knew that we would constantly disobey him and kind of just say, whatever, God, I'm going to do my own thing, here's to you, he still died for us, and he still loves us with an unconditional love, no matter how far gone we have, no matter how far off track we have gone, he still loves us with such a crazy love. And I think a God like that, he deserves worship. We should be honored just to be able to worship him. We should be honored just to be able to talk to him. Just knowing that we have the ability to talk to him, we should be honored. I know I am, because that's a powerful God, and knowing that he loves me is awesome. And then in Acts chapter 6, there's some really good stuff in there. One of the things that I really enjoyed was probably right in verse 2 or so. What was going on is we had the Hellenistic Jews and the native Hebrew Jews. The Hellenistic Jews at this time were feeling kind of left out. Their orphans, or not the orphans, their widows were not being fed, and so they complain. They go to the 12 apostles and say, "Hey, the Hebrews over here, they're not taking care of us. You need to do something about this." And so the 12 apostles knew that they couldn't just up and leave the preaching of the word and to go take care of this. They knew that they still had a duty, they still had a ministry to do. And so what they do is they elect 7 people to go and take care of this need. And the reason I really like this, because it really hits home with me with the need for volunteers, the need for servers in ministry, whether that be in youth ministry, whether that be in children's ministry, whatever kind of ministry that is. We need volunteers. We need people to serve in the church. We need people to serve the leaders of the church, because of the fact that there is so much that goes on that we can't do it ourselves. We're not meant to do it by ourselves. We were never meant to do ministry by ourselves. Ministry works better as a team. And to have people there who love the Lord, who love to serve Him, and who work together as a team, that's when ministry really happens. That's when ministry, kind of clicks and everything runs smoothly. Is whenever everybody is working as a team. And I'll just use, since I'm a youth pastor, I'll use youth ministry as an example. In youth ministry, I know that if I were to try to do everything by myself, I would never be able to do it. I couldn't do it because it's impossible. There's so many needs. There's so much stuff to get done that I can't do it by myself. And so therefore, I know that how important it is to need leaders, to need people, to need adults who love teenagers and who want to see teenagers grow and who want to build relationships with teenagers. And it's an important need, because there are certain things that I can do and that I must do, but then there are certain things that I can pass off to leaders to do for me, so that I can sit back and watch the benefits of ministry. Because yesterday I was sitting in my office watching youth ministry stuff all day, and one of the things that it talked about over and over and over again was the need for leaders, the need for volunteers. Because in ministry, we're not meant to do it alone. We can't do it we can't do everything by ourselves. It won't get done. And it really talked about the need for a team, and how having a team of people who support you is so crucial in ministry. It's so crucial. It's so crucial. And so yeah, that's just something I took out of it. And so I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that if you're watching this, hopefully you'll find a place to serve in your church and serve, whether it be the youth pastor in your church, or whether it be the children's minister, or whether it even be the pastor, or whoever that may be, the music minister, or whoever. Find somebody to serve, because they need people. They need people to serve, because it's so crucial, because we can't do it by ourselves. It's impossible. It's just not possible to do everything by ourselves. And so, I love y'all. I'll catch y'all later. Bye.